Okay, Diana, we're going to start from 5 and move to the biography page. So, your formatting looks good. I did go in. There's just little tiny things like your rationale. Um, your rationale is more of like, well, so your artifact is not what Kambua is, and then your rationale you need to update all of these things is basically what I'm trying to tell you, but I just can't get the words out. Same thing. So you need to go in and you need to update all of these and then add your theorist to 5. Today is the 21st, so I'm going to give you as much feedback as possible as we're running out of days to meet. The same thing goes for 4. So your 4, let's see, needs an artifact for C and a theorist. And I'm just going to go back to 5 because I think you used the same thing in 5. You did. So use a lesson plan that you have. If you don't have a lesson plan, use a lesson plan from the internet, like a Teaching Strategies Gold example or something like that. Because a week at a glance looks like it's like a calendar, like you pulled it out of like a calendar. So give the panelists something to see. So 3 is assessments. I can't really give you feedback as this one just says pre-K assessment, but there's no image. ASQ is you used for 3B, which is a wide range of assessments. Screening, you can use children's art, but now you need to talk about why you're using children's art. What can you see or what can you assess from children's art? So it's a little bit more tricky than just using like a one artifact. And then build assessment partnerships with families. The question that's going to come to you is making goals an assessment? Or a lot of people are using the ASQ as an assessment because ASQs are usually given to the families and to the provider. But then that means you'd have to choose a different form of assessment, which you could do that. You could take your ASQ, use it for 3D, and then look, you can look online if you don't use one or if you don't know one, and you can check like a formative assessment for preschool, and then take an image that pops up. Let's go to 2. Family tree. Okay, so the family tree, when you are talking to the panel about this, make sure that you're talking like it's just not a picture, right? We're talking about family structures. We're talking about acknowledging, using it as a place for a child to go and like, you miss your mom and dad? Let's go look at your mom and dad. Let's go to the tree. You know what I mean? Like, you want to tie that in to that family partnership, right? So tell us how you're doing that. The other thing is you've got there we go, and it engages and then conversations. But you'll want to make sure that when you're speaking to all of these things, that there is a direct connection for why you're using them and how they play into it. All right. So this is collaborate. So B is collaborate as partners with families. And so it says communication here, but it should be whatever is here. So if your artifact is like ProCare, then you put ProCare and then you talk about how you use ProCare to communicate with families. Or if it's a weekly newsletter or whatever it might be. The other thing that I had questions on is, sorry, just need to, is community resources. When you're talking about your rationale, how does First Things First, how does First Things First help parents as a resource? And so what I really was hoping that you would say is that First Things First is the parent organization of Quality First. Quality First is helping to increase the quality of childcare in Arizona, as well as offering scholarships for families in that are enrolled in Quality First programs, something along those lines. So that would be really beneficial if you could add that in, and you'll want to talk about that. Never make or have the panel feel like they have to guess what you mean, and then adding a theorist in for partnerships. The final one is standard 1. And there's a lot of extra spacing in here, which I'm going to remove. Not the rationale one, because you're still working. I get it. But you are going to want to include this. I will tell you, just going to give this one to you. The milestones is the one. Okay, I'll put it in your portfolio. Hang on. The milestones is what everyone uses for one. So just bear with me. CDC milestone checklist is a great way to demonstrate knowing and understanding children birth to age 8. And I wish I could talk and work at the same time, but my multitasking skills are becoming limited. So the milestones would be a great one for you to use. And then if you already have one, then ignore this. But then, understand and value each child as an individual. It could be a home visit. It can be so many different things. Understand the way that child development and the learning process occur in multiple contexts, including family, culture, language. So it can be it could be a home visit. It could be parent-teacher conferences. It can be interview questions before a family comes into the program. It can be any of those things, or it could be whatever you decided that it's previously going to be. And then use multidimensional knowledge about and develop period for early childhood and the individual child and learning context to make evidence-based decisions. So you can use the ASQ, and you could talk about how the work that you're doing in your classroom is based on the children's learning. So basically an individualized lesson plan. And then don't forget that you need to incorporate a theorist on every page. All right, and then your biography page is your home page. So get rid of my picture, get your picture in there, upload your resume and why you teach. And I think that does it. We will talk to you soon.